Hi, today our video is on how to assemble the rails. You would use this if you were changing your hardware so that you wanted to move from say a 72-inch unit and then bought 36-inch rails, and you wanted to turn yours into a 36-inch unit or a 48-inch unit, whatever the case may be. Also in this, even if you're not changing rails, we'll show you the adjustment procedure, so that even though they come assembled from the factory, if they take a knock or a spill and get hit, they might get out of alignment. And in this process we'll show you how to redo the alignment. So essentially what I've done in advance is I've already put the nuts, slid those into the rails, so that you can see their placement. I have little marks here that show me basically where my center is, and I put my carriage in and basically just push the rails together gently. You take your struts and you line them up. And you're going to need one over here, and you place this on top. Kind of use your Allen wrench to get them all aligned, and once you have them fairly aligned, go ahead and drop your screws in, and then go ahead and tighten them. In fact, let me go ahead and zoom in here so you hopefully can see better. But you can see I'm all lined up. This one here is going to be pretty much solid, so I just line it up to the side of the rail, use my fingers to basically line it up with the rail. There we go, you can see that better. And go ahead and tighten these. Again, you don't have to over torque these. They get a good grip. And then I'll back this up just a little bit. Okay, and here we go. This is our other side now. As you can see, we have adjustability here. So you basically just for now want to push it together, and then go ahead and tighten this one up. And now what you can do is start to look, and it's tight, but it's sliding. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that for now. And I kind of pre-set up all my other spots here. So I'm going to go ahead and slide my rail in here, and you can see here on the end what I'm going to do is line this up, and then I make sure that it's in line there. Now I know that both the carriage and both rails are all in alignment with each other. And then I'll go ahead and again just loosely push those together and tighten that one. And then we'll go to the other side, and this we're showing a 36-inch here, but the procedure is the same. Technically, if it lined up on that side, it should line up on this side, and for the most part we got pretty good alignment. So just go ahead and make sure all these are tight. And again, we had our screws in here for everything, so we have our screws in here for our rubber bumpers. Go ahead and put our feet on. And down to the other side. Maybe we'll zoom out now. Go ahead and put on our other feet. Okay, that's pretty much the basic setup here. Now we're all ready to turn our rail over, and now we can kind of push our thing along. Definitely getting a lot of friction right in here, so I'm going to deal with this one first. What I'm going to do is loosen up the adjustment screw, the side with just one. I'm going to kind of sit here and play with this one until I get it so it's moving kind of freely. Now, I'm going to take a little back and forth because each one of these affects it. And currently I don't have the middle carriage nut in here, so it's like I don't have to worry about the screw for your tripod head hitting the base. If you are doing this on a already existing unit and you don't want to take your nut off for the carriage, you just put two blocks underneath, but you want to make sure this is flat when you do it, and that way you don't have to worry about the carriage tripod head nut hitting it. And now I'm looking at this one. This one is it's not bad, but it's still a little tight. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen that. Sometimes all it takes is just loosening it and then retightening it while you're giving it some movement. And what you want to look for, let's go ahead and zoom in here again, is basically you can have a very small amount. It's kind of like 1/1000th of an inch. And this one's actually got a little bit more, if you could see that. And here, let me push these apart, so you know, that would be like too much. You can visibly see that moving. And what you want is it to either be to the point where it's not moving, or if you hear just a little click when you're moving it, that means it's pretty good, so you don't have to worry about it that much. And now that's feeling pretty smooth there. So let me go ahead and slide this down and go back to my middle. My middle's still, as I push it, it starts to bind right there. So it's still a little bit too tight here. So again, I'm going to loosen that up, and then go ahead and tighten it. But I think it's we need to go down and deal with this side. Let's go ahead and zoom that out. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen that one up. Bring my carriage down here. Give it a little chatter test. That's about perfect. Let's get a little bit of movement, but that does not affect anything while you're actually using it. So that feels pretty good. And go back down here to this one, and this one still kind of hits right there. So I know this one's still tight. So I'm going to loosen it up, but it's still feeling tight. Sometimes you'll need to put a little counter pressure. That's starting to feel good. This is a brand new unit. When units are brand new, they tend to be a little bit more resistant. Anyone who's got an existing unit, the carriage kind of breaks in, and it becomes easier and easier. So as you can see here, basically what I'm looking for, let me zoom out all the way, is over the entire area it should be smooth and consistent. And that's what you're looking for, smooth